Hey everybody, welcome to What Culture. I'm Scott. I'm joined by Josh.
Hello!
Hello, and we thought rather than just have a bit natter on about random news that's happening, we discussed Days Gone.
Yes.
One of the biggest PS4 exclusives and the next title to come from Sony BEND.
After how many years? 6
Oh,
years?
God, a
5
while.
years? A long time.
It's definitely the first home console thing in a while. I mean, these are the guys that initially did Siphon Filter back in the day, and one of the most underrated Uncharted's in Uncharted Golden Abyss for the PS Vita, which is a console no one knows about. Yeah. But it's, every now and then it does good things. Anyway, what do you think about Days Gone? This is your idea.
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
I mean, you
on
know
Days
what?
Gone?
I'm nowhere near as down on it as many people are, including yourself.
Love it.
I think it could be okay, especially if we go story focused. It's very similar to other things PlayStation are putting out. Mm-hmm. Not least The Last of Us 2.
Is it too similar?
Yes. Well, that's the thing. Is it too similar, Scott? Because you don't care
yes,
about
it
it at all.
And that kind of makes me think that, because Naughty Dog have gone so big and there are all these sort of like narrative staples or tropes that Naughty Dog have brought to the table, that maybe behind the scenes, or it's just companies looking at what they do, going like, we could do that too.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to insult the people at Sony BEND, but I just look at Days Gone and I just go, that looks like another Last of Us, or like a worse version. And I know there's gameplay details that we'll get to that differentiate it. But I can't help but look at it and go, that's another open world zombie type thing with a Last of Us vibe.
Well, for me, it does look a lot like The Last of Us 2, but only in its base setting and, the fact that there's zombies in it.
Yes.
We talk a lot about open world zombie games sort of being overdone, but there haven't been that many open world zombie games like this. There have been a lot of sort of survival things, but if we go to like Dead Rising or what else? I don't know, State of Decay.
I was going to say State of Decay, because that's the thing. People don't talk, it's not necessarily that open world zombie games are done, it's that zombies are done.
Yeah.
And hardly anybody thinks of new ways to do zombies. The last time we had a giant innovation in the zombie genre was when they started to run in 28 Days Later. And for me, I haven't seen anything that massive happen. I like in World War Z how they pile on top of each other.
Yeah.
That's fun. And that's going to be in the World War Z game.
Well, this is going to be in the Days Gone game,
Is it?
Sort of, yeah. Like
Ooh.
the fact that they're like a force of nature that just like speed out you and you can
I've seen
manipulate
that,
them. Yeah. The fact that they're sort of part of the environment rather than the actual villains, because in the stuff we've seen so far, it's Deacon St. John who's the main character in the game.
What a name.
What a name.
My thing with him is that I read the name Deacon St. John, which immediately made me think of the dude that does the name of Duke Nukem, who's called Deacon someone.
Yeah.
Anyway, and Deacon St. John is like, that name is more memorable and interesting and dynamic and innovative than I'm such a journalist, than the game itself. I was like, I'm more interested in Deacon St. John, Deacon St. Days, Deacon Gone.
Well,
Deacon St. Gone.
This is just like Sony's problem, man, because they keep saying that it's going to be really story driven and you're going to care about these characters, but they've given us no real reason to care about them thus far. They've shown off the zombie tech, they've shown off the combat, which looks all right, but we don't know anything about the story other than that it's Sons of Anarchy inspired.
He's got a nice jacket, that man.
He's got a good jacket, isn't he?
If it was back in, when was Sons of Anarchy back in its peak?
2010-ish?
If it was in 2010,
I don't know.
and it was like, here's Charlie Hunnam I don't like Charlie Humdrum, to borrow Commode's thing, but still, like, if you're going to do a whole, you could have bounced off that and been like Sons of Anarchy with zombies. Now it's just a dude with a cool name in an open world
that could
with
be fine.
crafting components.
Oh, of course.
Let's talk about gameplay, because the thing that they're trying to differentiate it on is that it is this massive open world thing, a bit like State of Decay, but you have to craft to survive. There are dynamic events involved based on like NPCs that you come across, which might then take you into a side quest. But apart from that, I haven't seen that much that makes it that unique, other than, like you said, the zombies pouring out of stuff.
Well, this is the thing, we just sort of haven't seen that much. We know there's going to be a big hoorah to do with, his bike and the way you traverse the environment and stuff, which could be cool in theory, but again, we've seen, like, really nothing. And considering we thought this game was going to come out this year, which has recently been delayed to 2019, the fact that we've seen so little of it since its initial overexposure at the start, it's just been weird. The way it's been rolled out, this whole game, has been strange.
I'll tell you something about the bike.
Cool,
it requires gas.
That's cool.
Which makes me think of Mad Max, which is one of the most overlooked, underrated games that have been in the last few years. Mad Max was a damn good game, from a damn good developer, and no one played it. Really, because it released on the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5 and just got eaten alive. But it's a good game. That was a game that actually did like the whole desolate isolation, lone wolf traversing the wastelands thing quite well. Like one person in their car kind of thing. I don't know, man. Days Gone, it's like if someone was like, give me the bullet points as to why I should care. I'm like, zombies, it's an open world, and it looks nice.
Yeah.
And Sony BEND, they've got a good track record. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, when they delayed it, I was like, oh yeah, that game, that thing.
Well, this is the thing, they've got so many exclusives coming out this year. God of War, Spider-Man, some others probably that I'm forgetting right now.
You definitely got a War
Detroit Become Human, that's coming out. So that'll be like, different video.
Oh, different video.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
I mean, so Sony's slate is stacked this year. So they don't really need it for 2018, in my opinion. It was probably going to come out in the fall anyway, and it would have been killed by the likes of Red Dead Redemption and stuff like that.
Also, I wonder whether they're looking at Microsoft and going like, let's see how State of Decay does, because that's a big well, it's not first party, but it's a big exclusive title that's going to be, it's big and it's zombies and it's open world. Let's see how that sells. Let's see how the general reception to that goes, and then maybe we reframe parts of Days Gone, or we'll just see how it goes. But yeah, to me, I struggle to care.
Right. Well, this is going to be a problem for everyone, I think. I think no matter when Days Gone comes out, people are going to struggle to care. If it came out at the end of this year, people would have just been like, well, I'm playing Red Dead Redemption, I don't need to play this.
Yes.
If it comes out next year, you run the risk of people saying, oh, well, I want to look forward to The Last of Us 2, that's coming out in a few months, I'm not going to play this because it's pretty much the same, even though it sort of isn't.
When they've delayed it till next year, why would you ever play Days Gone instead of The Last of Us 2?
It's open world, isn't it? I don't know.
It's open world, isn't it?
That's all I've got.
It's got crafting, so is Last of Us. Oh, I don't know, man.
Well,
I forgot Last of Us 2 was next year. I thought it was later this year.
No.
I'm a moron.
Well, it could be, but probably
I fooled myself.
Yeah. So, the delay could be doom and gloom, but recently a tweet by the editor of Android Headlines says that it's purely a business decision to delay it.
Okay.
Apparently it's hit all of its dev milestones, it's going well. I mean, this is just a rumor from one
We swear, guys, it's fine.
Swear it's going well.
Don't even worry about it.
To me, that does make sense, from what I've just said about Sony having a stacked year. It makes sense to kind of push it, let it breathe. But then again, it's up to The Last of Us 2, so maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, I guess, like you said, if it's purely business, it's purely, down to different sort of dev goals, then maybe they have no choice but to delay it that long. It does feel like it's being eaten alive or getting fed to zombies itself if it comes out against Last of Us 2. Because I don't think a whole lot's going to compete with that, especially in the whole dystopian future, everything's gone to hell kind of thing. But, I mean, you wouldn't call your guy Deacon St. John unless you had some good stuff to do with him. He's just,
We might do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If they double down on the John and you and you do something with him and you make it so that it has this really cool, interesting story with really cool characters that everyone falls in love with, then maybe it stands a chance. I think the problem that it has at the minute is, like I said, they've gone with that. For me, that assumption that everything has to be like Naughty Dog stuff, and so they've gone with this whole it's desolate and it's open world and everything's gone and what are you gonna do and whatever. And I'm like, okay, but we've had that and we keep getting that and everyone does that, and what have you got? And you've got Deacon St. John.
Deacon St. John. Well, that could be all that it has to it. It could just be an open world game, but for me, it has the most potential of all of Sony's exclusives coming up to surprise and to be really good.
Okay.
Detroit is sort of riding a lot of hype, but that could crash. Spider-Man's riding a lot of hype, that should be good. God of War is sort of, well, it's a bit understated, but I'm sure that looks good. Days Gone, everyone's down on, but it has the most potential to surprise and be a big hit.
This is a separate video, but what I think is going to kill God of War, at least for me, is that little kid.
Nah, man.
Because I don't want to hang out with him. I want to be Kratos, and I don't want to go around with a small child being like, hey man, that's good.
Well,
combo.
Alright, come on, they've already changed that. In the previous trailers, he's been a little whiny shit. But the developers have already changed that. They've said, there was an interview by David Jaffe who said, we play tested this, people had a really violent response to how much that little guy talked, so we've just cut it out. We've cut most of it out.
Just delete the kid.
Yeah.
Delete that random model.
No.
Just fire the child.
God.
Get rid of him.
This is a separate video.
It might be.
I love it.
But in terms of the future of PlayStation this year, Days Gone is a massive part of that. Let's talk a little bit about what they can do to save it. My thing is that I think they need more characters, they need more of a story, they need something that differentiates it from The Last of Us, because we know how bleak that's going to be. So the only way to go alongside that is to go more characterful. Deacon St. John.
Deacon St. John. Well, that's what they keep saying they're going to do it. We haven't seen it. More characters, be a bit wackier with the open world, I think. If you're going to go down the Sons of Anarchy route, I want a bit more bombastic action. I don't just want the oppressiveness of, The Last of Us, where it just keeps hitting you with how horrible everything is.
Everyone's terrible. They're all going to kill you and cut you open.
And that does look like this, to be fair, but I don't want it to be.
This one's got colour. It's got some coloured bushes and some coloured roads and a sun.
Zombies. The zombies are sort of brown, which I quite like.
Yeah.
They're orange and like a mess.
We might be stretching this a bit there.
We are.
Either way, you guys can let us know what you think down in the comments. Is Days Gone destined to be something that just isn't going to land as well as Sony needed to? Either way, I've been Scott from WhatCulture.com.
I've been Josh from WhatCulture.com.
I'll catch you soon.